And so this creature feature begins right here in front of Bob Evans. Look over there. That's where we just ate. We had dinner down on the farm. Also, look at the sky. Kind of worried. Hope this doesn't prohibit our spooky fun tonight. Oh, this looks spooky. It's closing on its own.
No.
HauntedClearwater.com parking. Look at this giant awning here. This is cool.
Yeah.
And here we are, just arrived at the old Clearwater High School, which was built the same year the Titanic sink, also built the same year that Fenway Park opened. Clearwater High School, 1912. Discover Clearwater, also an awesome mural there with lots of history and some baseball as well. I see a Philadelphia Phillies logo there, home of the Phillies. Clearwater is home of the Phillies during spring training. And the high school sits right behind the Clearwater Historical Society Museum and Cultural Center, which is not open right now, but what is about to be open is what we're doing tonight. We parked right out there in that parking lot. Chris the girl and I going on a spooky adventure. Are you ready? The mood is set with the precipitation coming down from the skies. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. Speaking of first times, this is our first haunted trolley tour. Yours and mine, and of course together. I just want to do a quick shout out to everyone. All the comments from the last video on that moving video. Thank you so much. I have been working my rump off the last couple days. I've seen most of the comments and I will be going through those and getting back to those. But thank you so much guys for watching. Can't thank you enough. Moving on, here in this video tonight, date night with this beautiful lady. This is actually your idea tonight. Also, Mark Muncy actually suggested this.
Yeah.
Our author friend right here from St. Petersburg, author of Erie, Florida, check out erie.com, recommended the Clearwater Haunted Trolley Tour. And boy, were we climbing aboard immediately. So yeah, so thanks to you both. Here we are, great idea. What better way to spend a Friday night than with this lady on a haunted trolley?
Yeah, spooky weather too, so it's all working out.
It's setting the vibe.
Yep.
It sure is. And you know, I've done ghost tours, a lot of ghost tours, but never on a trolley. So this will be the first one. I've done St. Augustine and Tampa. Have you ever done one?
I have never done a ghost tour, let alone one on a trolley.
Oh,
so I'm
yes.
very excited about this.
Oh,
yeah.
There's much ahead. Oh, yes. And if you're looking for this tour, you can actually board the trolley, the Jolly Trolley, the haunted trolley, at 2 locations. One, Pier 60 over at the beach, where you will pay for parking because it's the beach, or here for free.
For free. So, and there's plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking for the 8 o'clock tour.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's tetherball. Just like in Napoleon Dynamite. How do you play this?
I don't know.
Oh, I think we did a good job.
Like
I hear sirens, I hear crows crowing. We're underneath the Spanish moss, underneath the oaks, and a creepy high school behind you.
Sure is.
This is the place to be.
Oh yeah. I'm feeling the spooky vibes for sure.
And we're just waiting. I think we've got about 20 minutes and we'll see the Jolly Trolley show up underneath that awning, and that's when we will board the tour. The haunted Jolly Trolley. Used to ride the Jolly Trolley back when I moved to Florida. First lived on Clearwater Beach, and we'd ride that thing up and down the sand. And Chris and I just noticed that the sign says stay in your vehicle until the trolley arrives.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry about that. And it's its first time. Like, this is its opening week.
Yeah, it literally like
This is like the grand opening week. Oh, 8 o'clock on the dot, and here comes the haunted trolley. Oh man, I am so stoked. Oh, there's a tombstone right on the grill. This is so cool. Check it out. Oh, the doors open by themselves. Well, I'm sure they didn't. Here we go. Oh, there's fog coming out. And all we have to do is show them the email, the confirmation. And it was about 30 bucks. So there you go, 30 bucks. And you jump right on. HauntedClearwater.com. Ooh, that girl's screaming. Ooh, look at the ghoul there. This guy back here doesn't look too thrilled to take the tour. Whoa, look at that. That Mr. Skeleton has glowing eyes. And chained up on the seat in front. A little booklet, a little follow along. Check it out. And there's some QR codes with the author, Joshua Ginsberg. I like his tiki cup there. That's cool. And we were handed this when we walked in. Little flashlight, little souvenir, little token. You were up there. I'm back here. Staggered.
Yeah.
Alright, take off.
And the Skelly is right behind you.
Right here. Here we go. There we go.
Most of these stories are based on historical information and first-hand accounts. A few,
Took it a second to get going.
are my own creative conjurations.
A little technical difficulty.
Think you can separate fiction from fact like flesh from bone? Listen carefully, and we'll see how well you did when we reach our final destination.
The building was once the South Wall School. If the hair on the back of your neck stood up during our brief visit, it may possibly be the ghost that haunts the property.
Ooh.
You see, the school's janitor died tragically in the boiler room in the late 1940s, and he still lingers today. But don't take it from me. Take it from someone who has experienced it herself. Allison Dolan, the president of the Clearwater Historical Society.
What's going on? It's just eerie feeling like, I don't think I want to be in here by myself. I want somebody with me to make sure that I'm not the only one that feels it.
All right. Does Michael Myers live in this neighborhood?
Behind the gate ahead, you'll notice a Tudor-style brown roof. It is the former estate of inventor, industrial designer, and philanthropist Donald Roebling. He created an amphibious vehicle called the Roebling Alligator. Passed on in 1959. The legend of his Halloween parties lives on. Some say he still likes to make an appearance, especially around Halloween, as strange lights, noises, and distant sounds of a party are sometimes reported.
Here's the crazy thing. I've driven back in there before.
When no one is there. Was he trying to play one final
Here's
trick
the
on
pictures
us all
in the booklet of the
from beyond
Roebling
the
Manor.
grave?
Pretty nice place.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
That's
as
what he
we
invented.
pass. On your right, sprawling across several blocks, you will see 802 Druid Road South. Refer to the booklet to see what the estate looks like behind the gate. This gorgeous mansion was once Fort Harrison, a U.S. Army post established in April 1841 during the Second Seminole War. Situated on a bluff 25 feet above Clearwater Harbor, the fort was well positioned for defense. The post also served as a U.S. Army recovery center for sick and wounded troops. It was abandoned in 1841, but previous and current neighbors have cited ghostly soldiers in and around the area. Are they compelled from the afterlife to continue keeping watch?
Ooh, that's creepy.
Just up ahead on the left is the Morton Plant Hospital. In 1912, while vacationing with his family, Morton's son Henry was badly injured in a car crash, which crushed his leg and hip. Henry was lucky to have survived, as there was no nearby hospitals, either by choice or by chance, are still waiting to be discharged. On some floors of the older buildings, individuals have reported hearing footsteps approach them from empty hallways, voices and conversations coming from empty rooms, and shadowy figures passing along and through walls.
Okay, so that's the new hospital. That's where I used to sit. And welcome to Bel Air. Check it out. Bel Air. And on this tour, we will be going by the original Biltmore Hotel.
Have seen stone gargoyles before. They are often shown as monsters with terrifying, leering faces, but their inclusion in architecture is not meant to scare away humans. Statues of mythological creatures will often play the same role, like the pair of stone griffins that guard the entrance and exit of Willowdale Drive.
There's
Griffins are
Sand Key
legendary
Bridge.
beasts with the body, legs,
Clearwater
and
Beach
tail
over
of
there.
a lion, and the head and wings of an eagle. Like gargoyles, their function is protective. That might be because it is the former home of wrestling star Hulk Hogan.
Now his
and was featured in the
ex-wife lives
series
there.
Hogan Knows Best. You can see the interior and backyard in your booklet. He no longer resides
Former
there,
home
though.
of Hulk Hogan.
2012,
He lives on the
sold it.
beach.
Ironically, after the sale, Hulk's son Nick told his personal account of the ghosts he encountered at the old Bellevue Inn, which happens to be the next stop on our tour.
So we're heading over to the Bellevue Biltmore. It's hard to get in here, so this is very cool. This is at a country club. Years ago, I got in here, I just went around and checked out the old hotel. There was once a strong rumor that they filmed a scene from The Shining inside this old hotel, which was not true, debunked, but a lot of people used to say that.
Yeah.
They didn't film it anywhere in Florida, I don't think. Maybe in Miami, I don't know. Maybe there's a scene.
Well, isn't this like the spookiest place in like
As
all
we
of
pass
Florida?
through the gates of the
Most haunted
Bellevue
places in
Inn,
all of Florida.
when it was first built in 1897 by railroad tycoon Henry B. Plant, the Hotel Bellevue, as it was called then, was opulent. Each of its 145 guest rooms had electric lighting. The lobby had a telegraph, and there was even a resident orchestra for entertainment. The hotel continued to host famous guests, including royalty, athletes, movie stars, and others throughout the 20s. After World War II, the hotel kept expanding and eventually reached over 800,000 square feet, which made it the largest occupied wooden structure in the world. As it grew in size, though, it also grew in age
And it used
began
to
fall
sit
into
right over
disrepair.
here.
During this
And I
time,
see the
hotel
only
started to
remaining
reveal
part of it.
a darker side. Lights would flicker and turn on and off seemingly of their own accord. Doors sprung open and slammed shut without explanation. Cold spots would linger like an invisible mist in the rooms and hallways. Given that so many of the rich and powerful who visited fell in love with the hotel where they were catered to and
That is the only remaining
it's
portion
no wonder that some might wish
of the
to
Biltmore.
extend their stay.
right
even
there.
In death.
Used to sit all around
There
here.
were numerous accounts of ghostly children there. There have also been multiple reports of a woman wandering the halls in a distinctively late 19th century hoop skirt. Some believe that this is Morton Plant's second wife, Maisie, looking for her famous Cartier
Old
pearls.
Maisie.
In 1914,
Here it is.
the extremely wealthy railroad tycoon Morton announced his engagement to his second and much younger wife, May Cadwell Manwaring, better known as Maisie. While we can only assume that Maisie loved Morton, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she loved jewelry. During a private showing at Cartier, Maisie fell in love with an exceedingly rare pearl necklace with an astonishing $1 million price tag. When she asked Morton to purchase them for her, he balked. But Maisie
All right,
was
we're gonna
insistent.
go right underneath the
Pierre
awning
Cartier happened to be looking to buy property right
of
where
the remaining
couple's
portion
New York mansion
of the
was
Biltmore.
located. So, a deal was struck.
Said to inspire the Grand Floridian.
Sold to Cartier for just $100 and the pearls that Maisie was so taken with. Cartier agreed to the transaction, and the Fifth Avenue address is now the
Doesn't it look like the Grand Floridian?
Maison Cartier, home to Cartier's Manhattan operations and Cartier's flagship American store. Shockingly, after Maisie's death in 1956, the pearls fetched just $150,000 at auction.
See any ghost in there?
Still, some believe that those pearls were so dear to her in life that she is still attached to them in death as she drifts through the hallways of the hotel,
Ooh.
seeking her precious treasure. forever just out of
Whoa.
And then
I heard that.
there's another lady, this one in a white gown. Mary and her husband-to-be had arrived for their wedding and checked into room 4336, which was the bridal suite. That night, the groom's friends took him downtown for a bachelor party. When he failed to return the next day for the wedding, Mary simply assumed he was sleeping off a late night in a friend's room.
All right, making our way. Nice little lightning thunderstorm, setting the vibe. This is really fun. And that guy, he hasn't moved a muscle. Oh wait, he doesn't have wedding.
While it has been recognized nationally as a successful rail-to-trail conversion, as you can see in your booklet, some locals choose to stay clear of it, especially after dark. For one thing, there have been numerous accidents in which bikers have been hit by cars at busy intersections and either injured or killed. Should you return to explore the cemetery further, you may notice that you seem to sink a bit into the earth. If you listen closely, you may even hear the sound of their footsteps. But more about this story later in the tour.
We're still in the graveyard. Alright, I'm freaking out, man. Now this is how you spend a Friday night.
There's a gravestone right here with the name Smith on it. It's got sap on it, but there's no date on it.
Oh, dateless gravestone. A lot of those.
Fires have ravaged buildings and sometimes entire neighborhoods. One of the worst of these occurred in 1953 at the Littlefield Nursing Home in Largo. 32 people lost their lives in the fire, which started in the early hours of March 30th. But the cost could have been much higher if not for the heroism of nurse Gertrude Warnick. Newspaper articles from the time detail first-hand accounts of Warnick making trip after trip to bring residents to safety. Despite heat so intense it blistered buildings across the street, she went back for one more trip. Sadly, it would be her last. A charred body found just 20 feet inside the building was determined to be hers. Despite being hailed as a hero, 70 years later she has been mostly forgotten until reports of her apparition at this very location.
Oh.
Some report seeing
Where
a
is
female
she?
ghost in a nurse's uniform emerge from the unmarked gravesite, perhaps looking to save
They're
just
coming
one
to
more
get
soul.
you, Barbara.
Warnick resides here to your right, side by side with the resident she could not save. All this time, her grave has been unmarked, but with your help, Haunted Clearwater has changed that by donating a portion of this tour's ticket sales to erecting and maintaining a proper headstone for Warnick and for the resident she could not save, so that she can finally receive the recognition and the rest that she
Oh, that's
rightfully
nice.
deserves.
Ooh. I think it works good to shine out
The
the...
lady that she saved was right there at that marker. They're buried right next to each other.
This flashlight works good to shine the headstones.
For us locals in Clearwater, it's a really important.
Mr. Girl, how are you liking this tour?
This is awesome. We need to do 1,000 more like this.
I agree, and we will. And every town has a 7-Eleven, and it's haunted. Just ask Mr. Skeleton right there. Hey, want to go for a Slurpee? Now on Missouri Avenue, we're heading more towards downtown
Take a
Clearwater.
moment to observe the building ahead on the corner of Court and Missouri.
The police decided we're going to dig up this new concrete pad that no one knows why it's there, and they did, and that's where they found the body.
Oh,
Fully
wow.
intact and with blunt force trauma to her head.
They found a body underneath the parking lot.
Unfortunately, this
that
is not the only
old
body
gas
buried
station?
under the pavement on this street.
That was spooky.
Dr. Whedon took more than just his patient's final measurements. He also removed and kept the warrior's head.
Yep, Church of the Scientology.
Hauntings. The Bilheimer Capitol Theater.
Yes.
Now, normally it would seem absurdly obvious to talk about all of the drama at a local theater that first opened in 1921. But in this case, much of that drama seems to go on after the final curtain has fallen and all living beings have made their way to the exit. That's when the show really begins. Let's listen in to theater manager Kendra Muroff as she gives us her personal account of the strange and scary things that happen inside regularly.
My name is Kendra Muroff, and I am the theater manager here. We have had our fair share of ghost stories over the past 100 years, from employee encounters,
this is the backside of the Capitol Theater.
Photographed evidence of spiritual activity.
I once played a show inside there.
Of a little girl. Most people describe sensing or glimpsing her skipping down the hall wearing a white dress in the part of our theater that was once the Clearwater Sun newspaper building.
There's a theater classic.
The weighted curtains being flipped in succession as if someone was running down the halls with their fingers going through them as they passed by. There is also what staff have witnessed and referred to as the Caretaker Ghost. I have heard heavy seats being returned to their proper position and have seen weighted velvet curtains being fluffed and straightened while it was alone, all defying logical explanation. There have also been reports of photos being turned upside down, radio static being heard when radios were not turned on, papers flying off of desks by whoosh of unexplained air, and the sounds of doors slamming shut or being opened. Whatever you believe, we will continue to change lives through the performing arts for those who attend our events, whether in person or from beyond.
On your right is Peace Memorial Church. The beautiful green clearing between us and the church itself
this church always
is the
reminds
location of the first Pinellas County Courthouse. The same one that we told you about earlier. The 10-day standoff between residents of St. Petersburg and Clearwater centered around this very location.
This church always reminds me of the Hotel California.
Sounds of an organ playing throughout the evening.
You'll see why.
It comes from the organ within this beautiful historic church. This very special instrument is one
Phantom
that
of the
Haunted
Opera.
Clearwater has planned to help resurrect after many years. The church is worth a visit not only for the organ or the original Tiffany stained glasswork, but also for its history. Take a moment to look at the images of the organ in your booklet as we pass by.
Got the organ there?
Yeah.
That's the organ inside.
We're coming to the end of our journey this evening.
Oh look, our friend's coming alive, finally. You only waited to the end of the tour. What's the matter, buddy? Dead tired? I get it. This guy enjoyed it. I know he did. I know he enjoyed it. Ooh, back at the haunted high school.
Thanks for riding with us, you people that are going to Pier 60. I'm going to take you there in just a minute.
I guess sure. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
And here's the back of the trolley. Now, some of these people parked on Clearwater Beach, so they're getting off. They have to go over the causeway to the beach and get on there. If you stay on Clearwater Beach, obviously, you just walk up to the trolley area. Oh, it's okay. Look at this. All right, bye, fella. Bye-bye. And there it goes to Pier 60. There goes our buddy. He's waving goodbye. See you, dude. Bye. HauntedClearwater.com.
So the infrastructure on the people over at
It's like the spooky version of Trolley from Mr. Rogers. Beep, 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 beep. Man, that was a good time. Good luck. Come on down, check them out. Tell them Tampa J and Chris the Girl sent ya. Okay, I'm putting her on the spot. What'd you think?
I thought it was awesome. It was really, really cool. I had a great time. My first ghost tour thing, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you had a good time. I share the same opinion. I was surprised with the amount of stories and things they told. Now there was a little mystery there. They left a kind of a question mark on a couple of the stories, and they invited you to go out and research. Some of those stories, as I was saying, I've heard living here in the Clearwater area for 18 years. Was my first home, and a lot of those stories I had heard before, and some I hadn't. So strongly recommend this tour. Again, thanks for the idea. Also, Mark Muncie. There is a second tour, a north tour, that goes more into Dunedin. So that is, I guess that's available as well. Did you see much of that? Is that also a trolley? Do you know?
I think it's a trolley. So what we took was the south
tour.
When I saw online, the only option I saw was for the south. So maybe the north one will open up later, or I don't know, or maybe I just didn't see it.
It may not be open yet.
Two separate tours.
Okay, thank you. So there you go. I'll put a link to the website in the description below. And we know from the tour that this high school, the old Clearwater High, built in 1912, is haunted by the former janitor in the boiler room. Doesn't that sound familiar? Little Freddy Krueger. Oh look, watch out, Chris. Those windows, those might be the boiler room from the looks of it. Oh wow, let's take a closer look. I wonder if this is intentional. I kinda hope it's not. What's going on in here? Let's see if we can peek in there. Oh my gosh. Hello? Is the ghost of the janitor in there? Is it in there? Oh, oh! What was that?
He's gonna get mad at you for pounding on his...
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Janitor. I come in peace. I come in peace. And for an apology of hitting your window, I will now sing you a bit from my favorite Adam Sandler CD. Remember those comedy CDs? The severe beating of a high school janitor. Mop, mop, mop all day long. Mop, mop, mop as I sing this song. Gonna mop the floor, gonna make it shine. Gonna take out the paper with turpentine. Oh yeah, that was for you, Mr. Janitor Ghost. Only for you. Did you like it? And Chris the girl is pointing out this plant in her video. And if you want to know the name of it, go check our video out. Go check her video out. So if you enjoy this video and this tour, thank you so much. And please go check out Chris the girl on YouTube. Check out her video. As she always says in her video, she had her camera
Right
there.
Right here.
She's got a video too. Hope you like this one. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe below. If it's your first time here on this channel, subscribe below, and thank you. Come check them out. Tell them Tampa J and Chris the girl sent you. Clearwater Haunted Tours right here in downtown Clearwater. And we'll be back. Yes, we will. The spooky season is upon us. Creepy laugh. That'll work. There's much ahead. Where? You see him? Yo, Fred dude. Ooh, the door. Was that always red up there? And also, the people behind you are waiting for the next tour.
They sure are. They've just been watching us romping around here with our cameras.
Oh, I'm so used to that. I toned that out.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
I don't even notice.
Out there for everybody. We are aware of you. We just...
You bring up a good point. So think about all the videos we make, right, and where we go. Think about if you were to go out and pull a camera out, and the places we've been, and the type of looks you get.
Oh my gosh.
See, I'm not complaining, but a lot of people don't realize that.
You gotta push through it.
I'm sure if you saw someone doing this, like walking around in a random city or town or a one-way street, you might stop and ask them if they're okay, which has happened to me several times. You okay, sir? What's wrong? No, I'm on the side of the road, taking photos and videos and whatnot, which I love to do. And you know what? I've met a lot of friendly, cool people that way too. So
and traffic for your channel too. Like the driver, trolley guy asked us what
There
we
you
were
go.
doing and how he
See?
could find us and all of that stuff. So he's gonna check out our channel.
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh.
Thanks, trolley driver. You were awesome.
Yeah, thank you. So, there you go. Alright, it's over. Bye. Here at the haunted high school. Ha 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 ha. But there's room for one more. I was trying to think of what to say. One more scholar? Yeah. Crossing Tampa Bay. Hello, Tampa. Good night, everyone.